Welcome back. A surprise encounter can change everything. That's the premise of the new book, Whistler, by acclaimed author Ann Patchett. In the novel, the main character, Daphne, finds herself reunited with her stepfather by chance, who she has not seen since she was 9. But that short relationship had a profound impact, highlighting these small but consequential moments in people's lives that can come to define who we are. And Ann Patchett joins us now. She is a New York Times bestselling author who has been on Time's list of the most influential people in the world. Additionally, President Biden awarded her the National Humanities Medal in recognition of her contributions to American culture. And if that's not enough, she's also owner of one of the country's most well-known independent bookstores, Parnassus Books, in Nashville. And so great to see you here. Also with us for the conversation, contributing opinion writer for the New York Times, Molly Jong-Fast. Congratulations on this book.
Thank you.
I'd like to, usually when we have authors on, love to start with, where did the kernel for this come from? Where did this idea start burning and you say to yourself, I have to write this?
There's a couple of things. One, I really love the idea that for a child, for all of us, if you have one person in your life that really sees you and knows you, you connect to, it can change your life, even if it's for a short period of time. And the other thing is, I had a very close friend, Jim Fox, who this book is dedicated to. He died 2 years ago on his 85th birthday. And I wanted to write a book in which I took all the love that I had for Jim and all the love that Jim had for me and drop it onto completely fictional characters.
So tell us more about the plot and the chance encounter.
So Daphne Fuller is 53 years old. She's with her husband, Jonathan. They're at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. It's very much a New York book, even though it has a horse on the cover. And there's somebody following them. And the husband goes over to see who it is and what's going on. And it turns out it's Eddie Triplett, who was Daphne's stepfather when she was 9. So the last time she saw him, she was 9. She's now 53. And they embark on a tremendous friendship that explores both what happened in the past and what they'll be doing in the future.
So this book actually happened to me. The story of this book actually happened to me. I was reading it last night, and I was like, oh, my God, this actually happened to me because my mother had a man that she was engaged to who was almost my stepfather, and he was in my life, and then he disappeared. And so I actually did re-meet him. And what strikes me about this story is it's like a small story, but a very meaningful one that can change the course of your whole life. That's sort of a theme in your writing, right? Will you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, chance encounters, but also being open to chance encounters. I mean, we have 100 chance encounters every day of our lives, all of us, but when are you going to actually open your heart and say, yeah, I'm going to go down this road and be with this person again?
You've had humongous critical and commercial success in a way that few authors do. Would you talk about how that's happened for you just a little bit, and also having a bookstore and that being a way to give it back, right?
Yeah, I was really been thinking about this so much in the last 2 days since the book was published that anybody can write a book, but the chances that I am getting right now to be on television, to be able to talk to people, to have these great events, to meet people who love to read and talk about books, that's such a huge gift. And having Parnassus is the joy of my life, but a lot of that is writers come through. And so I get to see all of my writer friends and also make new writer friends, and I get to recommend books to people, which is the thing that I live for.
We have a weekly segment on the show doing exactly that, with featuring an independent bookstore owner. Returning to, so we know how important it is, returning to Whistler for a moment, one of the key themes is the idea of being truly known by someone, and what a rare and beautiful thing that is, or true gift. Speak to us about that in the book, but just that general phenomenon about how it's something, frankly, if someone's lucky enough to experience it, they should really hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, it can just sometimes happen once in your life. It's funny, my husband and I talk about this all the time. How many people really know you? And or do you feel really know you? And apparently the number is much smaller for men than women. You know, a woman might say, oh, 4 people, I have 4 friends in my life who really know me. And a man will also say, 1 usually. There's 1 person who really knows me. And so, again, anytime you can make that connection and have that kindness in your life, it's just such a relief to feel known.
Yeah, something to hang on to for sure.
Yeah.
The new novel, Whistler, is available now. Best-selling author Ann Patchett. Ann, thank you. Congrats again.
Go Knicks.
There are plenty of people around this set who have been saying that today. Not all of us, but plenty of people. All right.